Happy learning, friends. Indeed, it's my pleasure to meet you through this mode on interaction about the Companies Act 2013. I like to just give an intro here about the Companies Act 2013 and the Company Law and Secretarial Practice paper that you are going to take up shortly. The Companies Act 1956 was in force for about 57 years. In view of changes in the national and international economic scenario and growth of the Indian corporate, and also to consolidate and align with other legislations, there was a need to revise the existing company law by passing a new Companies Act. The Companies Act 1956 has since provided the legal framework for corporate entities in India. The need for streamlining this act was felt from time to time as the corporate sector grew in pace with the Indian economy, with as many as 24 amendments taking place since 1956. Major amendments to the act were through Companies Amendment Act 1988, then in 1998, then 2000 and in 2002. The government therefore felt it appropriate that the proposals contained in the concept paper and suggestions received thereon be put to merit evaluation by an independent expert committee. A committee was constituted on 2nd December 2004 under the chairmanship of Dr. J.J. Irani, Director, Tata Sons, with the task of advising the government on the proposed revisions in the Companies Act 1956. The objective of this exercise is perceived as the desire on the part of government to have a simplified, compact law that will be able to address the changes taking place in the national and international scenario, to enable adoption to the internationally accepted best practices, as well as to meet the requirements of the ever-changing business models. The committee felt this as a welcome attempt to provide India with a modern company law to meet the requirements of the competitive economy. With this idea in the background, the Companies Act 2013 has come into force. It was passed in the Lok Sabha on December 18, 2012. Then it was passed in the Rajya Sabha on August 8, 2013. It received the assent of the President of India on 29 August 2013. This Companies Act 2013 has got in toto 470 sections, and it is bifurcated into 29 chapters, and again you have 7 schedules. As you are aware, different provisions of this act were being notified on different dates to come into force. So, as you are all aware, majority of the provisions have already come into force, but few provisions are yet to be notified by the government. So, that being the scenario, you are all now planning to have a excellent reading on the Companies Law and Secretarial Practice, which if I am going to take up unit wise with your syllabus to see how it is. On the unit 1, you will be looking at company meeting, kinds of meeting, what are the requisites of a valid meeting, then agenda means the list of things to do, minutes goes to say recording of the proceedings of a meeting, quorum, proxy, voting by poll, motion and resolution. Then you will also be looking at Secretarial Standards 1 and 2 issued by the Institute of Company Secretaries of India, which has become a law now and it is being followed in letter and spirit by people. Then in the second unit you will be looking at directors, their appointment, qualification, kinds of directors like whole-time director, executive director, independent director, etc. Then you will also look at the casual vacancy in the office of director. Then you will be reading about the powers, duties, liabilities, etc. Then managing director, appointment of managing director, rights and duties, key managerial personnel, secretarial duties aligning with all these aspects. You will be having a good reading on all these things. Then on the unit 3, you will be looking at books of accounts, registers, inspection, annual returns, circulation and filing, director's report, chairman's speech, all these things you are going to have an excellent knowledge. A director's report to section 134 of the Companies Act says that it is a vital document where the directors communicate with the shareholders So a good reading of that and drafting skills in that is also required. Chairman's speech, appointment of auditors, qualification of auditors, auditors report, removal of auditors, and secretarial duties associated with auditors appointment, etc. On the unit 4, you will be looking at dividend, the statutory provisions, the power of board of directors regarding dividend, interim dividend, unclaimed dividend, dividend warrant, payment of interest out of capital, then secretarial duties that is associated with dividend. On the unit 5, you will be looking at winding up, meaning, modes of winding up, petitions for winding up, consequence of winding up, National Company Law Tribunal, duties of secretary with respect to winding up. So all these things, I am sure, is going to give you an excellent value addition, and you will be having a thorough knowledge on the Companies Act to meet with the requirements of the industry. I wish you all the best in having a good reading. Try to become an expert on the Companies Act, and try to have a feel that you are going to become a specialized person on the Companies Act. Again, wish you a very happy reading, friends. Thank you.